Hello, I'm David Bosek, and this is part 2 video issues of my Moon Hoax series, which is a continuing series on the 1969 Moon Hoax by NASA. In this video, I'm going to talk about Bill Kaysing and his book, We Never Went to the Moon, from 1976. All the info in this video is basically from his book, exposing the faking of the moon landings in the 1970s. So here we go. According to Kaysing, he thinks the moon landings could have been faked in the area of Mercury, Nevada. The land there was controlled by the Air Force and the Atomic Energy Commission. You had TV that was surveilled in that area. It was Area 6, meaning it was controlled by the federal government, just like you have Area 51 and Area 52. You had coded communication there. The terrain looks like the moon, or similar to the moon if you do the research on the internet. You're talking a very desolate area. Kaysing thinks this is where they probably faked most or all of the moon landings. Radio transmissions back then used well-secured phone lines. Back then, everything was landlines. The same broadcasts were used from the orbiting satellites, which is a big red flag when you have orbiting satellites being used in a situation like this. When the Astros returned to Earth, supposedly from the moon, remember, they did not talk heavily to the media till almost a month later. Psychologists prepared them for the media. According to Kaysing, they were used to stop guilt. They had Astros memorize all kinds of wacky data that was supposedly about the moon. And according to Kaysing, all three Astros, Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins, were basically all paid actors of NASA. They were very well paid off to do this. The Soviet Union may have also faked moonwalks and things of the like, which I talked about in previous videos. They also engaged in hoaxes. Yuri Gagarin, according to my research, may not even have been the first man in space. It could have been somebody else. Both countries may have been faking everything. For example, in Apollo 14 video or films, the ascent stage of them leaving the moon pops up like a champagne cork with no visible combustion or thus a flame, which would be impossible. It looks like a movie. It makes no sense. In another scenario, a NASA exec later in the Apollo program questioned ascent in regards to shadows appearing. The TV image was cut off, and when he questioned all this, NASA threatened to fire him. This would have been in the earlier 70s or somewhere around there. This is evidence that the entire Apollo program was faked. NASA actually issued a film in the mid-60s that showed simulation of moon landing contra to the supposed moon footage. Another massive red flag. In 1977, Kaysing was to debate Buzz Aldrin on CBS, but Buzz never showed up, according to the Kaysing book. This is a mass sign of a hoax when there's little or nobody there to defend it. Armstrong became a recluse and essentially never talked to Kaysing and wanted nothing to do with him. There's also issues with the capsule return, according to Kaysing. During a TV interview, a pilot once told Kaysing he saw the command capsule drop from a plane. It had parachutes and went on to Japan, which is the sign of a fairly sophisticated plot. KRIZ in Phoenix in the 1970s, which was a talk show, actually interviewed Kaysing. And a guy called in that claims he was with Army intelligence and claims that the Apollo flights were all fake back then. He also claimed that NASA had covered up all the deaths of these Astros. He was with Army intelligence. I'm assuming that would include the death of Gus Grissom. Kaysing talked to an electronics expert in the 70s. The transmissions were in giga. Ham radio could never independently verify the moon landings. Massive red flag. Another expert told Kaysing that NASA launched a Tetra satellite in '69 that transmitted in giga just like the LM or the spaceship did. A massive red flag. Tetra circled the Earth until after the last flight. It technically circled until '74. The satellites were long rumored to be in on it. A lot of independent researchers have covered this and believe it like I do. It's not a coincidence, it's a massive red flag. Okay, once again, thank you for your time. Please make a note that my next video is going to cover front screen projection and fake entities like plastic dummies and mannequins being used in the videos to help fake the moon landings and thus the Apollo project. Please also make a note that for future reference, I am a real person. I'm David Bosek. I run news channels on Rumble and YouTube. I am real. I'm putting this out there because of controversies with AI. So people need to know this. I do not use AI in the creation of any of the videos. I also do not use AI editing tools in any of the videos. If you want more information about me, I have 6 X accounts on various issues. I also am a published author with a complete detailed biography on goodreads.com. Please refer to all that if you want more info out on me. I'm a real person. I do not use AI in any of these videos, and I'm putting it out there because of the changes within YouTube and because there's controversies now about AI. Okay, thank you for your time. Make a note of that. I'll see you in the next video. It's free to subscribe.